I'm Anahi Ruvalcaba. I'm 18 years old. So I was born in Watsonville, California.
So my name is Augustine Aranda. I am 21 years old and I'm from Sacramento, California.
My name is Jordan Wong and I was born and raised in San Jose, California.
Hi, I'm Paul Brett. I'm in my mid-50s. Originally I was born in Scotland and moved to the US in 2000 and I've been living in Silicon Valley ever since.
My name is Christian. I'm originally from San Jose, California. I moved up here maybe like 5 years ago. You know, for the longest time, I kind of pushed anything that had to do with politics or like anything that had to do with like the government. I just kind of like didn't pay attention to it. And even to this day, I don't read the news as often as I should.
This election's really important. And I'm really like happy that I get to vote in it because this is like, how to choose my words. Like this is a president who is really like outright racist.
And so my intention was, okay, the timing works out kind of okay that I can apply for citizenship, get my citizenship in time to vote. I really feel that you can't actually complain about the politicians if you don't go and vote for them.
I personally felt that I just chose not to vote in the past elections that I've been able to, simply just because California is already a blue state.
My name's Naya Flores. I was born in Hayward, but now I live in Newark. I'm a little nervous just for whatever the outcome is going to be, but I'm just hoping people my age will vote because back then we weren't able to 4 years ago. But now that we can actually vote, it's kind of exciting.
Well, this is my first time voting, so I kind of have always grown up in like revolving around the Democratic Party.
Marianne Hurst. I am about to be 22 and I am a her.
Before, I wasn't able to vote in the first presidential election, so all other like proposition and the secondary election, the secondary election has just not been as crucial in my opinion, definitely compared to this year's election, which I am definitely very happy to vote in. Our generation has definitely been politically charged by the injustice and inequalities that a lot of Black people are facing at the moment and have been facing for their whole lives, and it's just so prominent at this moment. And I think it's because we are learning that we all have rights and that we all should speak up and we should use our voices for good.
Yeah, I just think right now is just a really important time to vote. And I can tell you that with like my friends and my family members who've pushed me to finally finish my voter registration.
For me to be living in a time where we're so divided, I feel like it's really important for that reason to vote. And that's why it's important to me to vote.
I would say one of my driving factors has been just kind of trying to help this cause for change after realizing how bad the last 4 years has gotten.
Overall, you should vote just because your voice does matter, like we've been saying.
And I think now is people need to vote because it's just a crucial part in our generation and our lives that someone will be leading us for the next 4 years while we're going into our like mid to early 20s, you know, and I think it's just very important.
Yeah, I would say for first-time voters, if this is your first time voting, definitely do whatever you can to understand what you're voting for and who you're voting for. It's more than just the presidential election. It's about propositions that are going around in California as well.
In the US, not all votes are equal. And a vote in California for president really doesn't count for much because it's going to be a Democratic vote anyway. But as you go down the ticket, it makes a difference.
Right now with Joe Biden, I'm working from here, but making calls to Michigan and working with Michigan Dems and trying to win Michigan because last election we lost like by 10,000 points with Michigan, 10,000 votes with Michigan.
I think I'm gonna have to vote blue. I'd have to go for Joe Biden. I just can't believe the kind of way the Trump administration's handled the pandemic. So I would say that I'd be voting definitely for Joe Biden.
It's either now or never. Trump is not necessarily the person that I see fit for running the country. So I personally will be voting for Joe Biden. Although I don't agree with most of what Joe Biden is about, I do believe that we need a president that's going to unite us, and he says that he's going to unite us. Whether or not that's true, I'm hoping that it does, because Trump isn't giving us any path to uniting our country.
So I'm a Democrat. I am very keen in terms of social issues, to make sure that we have candidates that are properly addressing the issues that you hear about so much these days, in terms of equality, in terms of Black Lives Matter. And part of COVID hitting was that whole area of immigration that processes the naturalization paperwork. Everyone had to work out how to do that from home, so they kind of stalled for a couple of months, and now they are working a lot more slowly than they were before this hit. That's understandable, there are other priorities, right? But it does mean that there is absolutely no chance that I'll be able to get my citizenship before the election.
If one wants to go inside of a polling place and vote physically, by all means, sis, do it. If you don't feel comfortable in doing it, being that we're in a pandemic, sweetie, you have every right not to go into a physical place and have a mail-in ballot. Also, because we've had mail-in voting since when? We've had mail-in voting for a while now.
I hope in our future generations that equality is a huge normal thing in society, and in the workplace, and in hopefully implemented in everyone's lives and the generations to come.
That kind of also got me intrigued, because I was like, well, if no one's gonna do anything about it, and if I'm gonna keep being silenced for all the things that I identify as, whether it's being a woman, Latina, or a survivor, then someone's gotta do it. So I gotta do it, because obviously no one's gonna do it for me, and I don't want my kids to live in a world where no one does anything for them.